So today I plan on building a mega base once again, but my plan for today is to use all of the prefabs. I'm going to be building every single building that you can in the game. I did collect a lot of materials. I have a ton of granite in my chest, and then as well as I just collected a ton of wood. So I think I should have enough wood to build everything and granite. If anything, I might have to go grind a little bit more just to make sure I have all of the materials. But first things first, I need to find a place to build this thing. And if you guys are wondering why I'm not completing this mega build right here, I don't know if you guys could just tell, but whenever I run in this area, it gets super laggy. I just think the game is not ready for super big builds like this one to be complete, because if I complete this build, I feel like I'm not even going to be able to go in my main village. And obviously all of my items are here, all of my machines are here, all my villagers are here, everything like that. So I do not want to just completely ruin this village right now. I think there's going to be an update to Lego Fortnite sometime in January. So if I had to guess, within the next couple week or two, we're going to get an update, and then hopefully they allow us to build bigger items and they optimize the game a little bit more. But hopefully then I will be able to complete this build. But I just do not want to make it so my village is completely useless. So I think down here, right in this area down here, will be the perfect place to start placing all of the items. And I'm going to make one big village out of all of these buildings right here. I'm going to use every single building, and I kind of want to make it each section of the village has, you know, a different building in it. And so I think it's going to be really cool. But first things first, I need to get rid of this, and I obviously need to kill the wolf. And then once I clear out this area, I need to see where I can start placing all of these starter shacks. The starter shacks aren't very impressive, but once we move on to the log cabins, some of the log cabins get absolutely ginormous. Like, look at this thing. This thing is literally ginormous. But then we can also move down to the Pleasant Park items, and then the castles, which would be super cool, and then also all of these Japanese style buildings, which are going to be awesome. And then I will also be doing like a little tour of each building inside and just kind of showing you which one is the best in my opinion. Once I place everything down, the village should look pretty cool, which will be awesome. And then I will also have to decorate it. I don't know if I'll end up decorating it in today's video, just because building everything might take a really long time, but we will have to see. I think the village will come out really good, and I'll be able to decorate all of the outsides and the insides of each building. But now we need to look for an area. I feel like this area right here is probably big enough just to start building, and yeah, I think right in here is where I'm going to start building. But to start off with these simple shacks, I don't know if I should build like something like this log lookout, just because like it's pretty useless. We all know what this looks like. It's not going to do anything cool. So I think I'm going to skip that, but we can start off with this simple shack. And oh my gosh, spiders, you got to get out of the way. I'm just going to start off with this simple shack, and I guess I'll end up placing it like right there. I will have to kind of look around as I place more items to see how like everything is coming together, make sure everything looks as good as possible. But I'm going to quickly build all of these simple shack buildings, and then I'll come back and kind of give you guys a tour of each one. So I have made all of the simple shacks, and I feel like everybody has seen all of these already, so I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. This is definitely the first building you build every single time you play the game. You just throw down your crafting bench in here so you can get out of the rain, and you know, you can use it when it is raining. Everybody has built this as well. This one right here, I don't know if everybody's built this. I have never built this one before, but once again, it is just so simple. I feel like nobody really cares about this one. And then this one right here just has a little balcony area, very similar to this build right here. But yeah, these are all very simple builds, so I wanted to go through them very quickly. But yeah, these are all the simple shacks down and complete, and now it is time to start building all of the log sheds. But I need to now think about how I want to start building this. I feel like for one area I can put all of the simple shacks and all of the log sheds together, just because they're kind of basic builds within each other. So I'm gonna just start placing them right here, and I'll go all the way around the outside, and I think I'll place like this guy right here. I wish there was a way where you could make it so it does not go so high up, like how it goes so high. But you know what, we can add some flooring around so it's all even. But I'm gonna quickly place all of these log cabins down, and then I'll come back when all of these are down and we can check them out as well. So I've officially built all of the log cabins set, and just to begin, we are going to look at the watchtower. The watchtower is really cool if you put it in the edge of your village, but it is just a normal watchtower. It does go all the way up, and then there's a little room up here that you can put stuff in, which, I mean, it is cool, but kind of useless. Same with this little shack right here. What is it called? Let me see what it's called. So it's called the log shed, and it only costs 41 wood to make, which is super easy, but it does just have one room. So I mean, it looks pretty cool, but it is definitely very, very basic. And then I went on to build the Jumbo Lodge, and the Jumbo Lodge is definitely way bigger. It has a huge room in here. It has a nice little side room, and then also all the way upstairs it has another really, really big room. So this one is definitely a good one to make because it has so much space, which if you don't want to make something so big, you can either make the log home, which is right over there, or you can make this log house that has one room right here and then a nice little room right here, which also does not take too much to build as well. It only takes like 100 wood, so that is also really, really nice and definitely way bigger than the log shed. I suggest making either this one or the log home just because they are decent size and they don't take too much material. But next we have this log home over here, and once again, definitely way bigger, and it has 2 rooms and 2 entrances, but definitely just way bigger overall. And I think this one is definitely one of my favorites to build out of the log home set. And then also we have the biggest one of all of them, which is called the Lonely Lodge, and this thing is massive. This thing is so big. It has a huge area downstairs and then also a huge area upstairs, which is super, super cool. And then it has 4 entrances and a deck all the way around, which is just as cool. But once I'm done building every single building, I do want to come through here and make sure that there are steps going up to each house, so you don't have to jump in. Like this house right here, I need to put some steps. I need to put some steps right here for this one, and then I need to put steps around this Lonely Lodge all the way around, just like that, just like I did here, but all the way around. But yeah, that is all of the simple shacks and then all of the log cabins. I did not make the fence gate just because I don't think I can like make it look good with this build as of right now. I might end up making it later, but as of right now, these are all of the buildings down, and now we can move on to making all of the Pleasant Park homes. And I think I'm going to make this area right here pretty much complete, and then I'm going to have a little walkway come out over here into all of the Pleasant Park homes. So first things first, I do want to make is this Pleasant Park pavilion. So I'm going to place this right here, and then I will add all of the houses around, and then we will come back and check out all of the houses as well. So I've officially placed every building within the Pleasant Park prefabs. Just to begin, this is the pavilion. I'm sure you guys have seen this one before. It is very simple. I do like this as the center of a town. You can even end up putting like your center square in here. Then we have our detached garage, and this is very cool. I have a couple of these built over in my skybase, which if you guys have not seen my skybase, I do have a video on that on my channel, but I have put a lot of machines in here, so it kind of just acts like a normal garage, but it is a good place to store all of your machines. And then we come over here, and this is the, let me get the exact name really quick. This right here is the bungalow, and I think this is the smallest house you can end up making, which it is really, really big. It is very open, and you know, there's a little area right here. I imagine this is probably like a kitchen area. This could be like a living room maybe, and then maybe you have like your bedroom and stuff over in this corner, which I think the house looks really, really good, but there are definitely better ones, just like this house right here. This one is the spacious home, and the spacious home is the biggest one you can make. And oh my gosh, guys, look how big it is. There is so much room in this front room. There's even like a little side room right here, and then another side room over here, and then there's all the way upstairs even more rooms. One bedroom right here with a hallway that goes into another bedroom that goes into another bedroom. So this has like 6 bedrooms in total. All the way downstairs there's like 3 different rooms, one here, this main room, and then a room right here, and then 3 upstairs. So that's literally 6 bedrooms total, and this is definitely the biggest one. I don't know, I just feel like it's too big and the rooms are too small. This one over here is my favorite. When I'm done building everything, I'm gonna go around and make pathways to each house so I can get into them easier, just like this right here. Like I literally can't get into it, but that's besides the point. Let's get in here. So this one is my favorite. It has a garage, and then it also has a little kitchen area right here, and then also another side room right here, which is really, really cool. There's just so much space inside of this one compared to the other one, in my opinion. It might not be bigger overall, but I feel like the rooms are definitely better. There's only 2 rooms upstairs, but they are both really big rooms. So yeah, this is a decent sized room right here, and then another decent sized room right here. Let me know which one you think is the best down below out of the Pleasant Park pack. And now I think it is time to start building the castles, if I remember correctly. So yes, it is time to start building the castles, and this is going to be massive. All of these are so big, and oh my gosh. Okay, Okay, I'm gonna need to get a lot of granite to build all of these. I feel like all of these in one town is just gonna look absolutely amazing. But if you guys were unsure on how to get these castle buildings, the majestic manors, you have to get a level 10 village inside of the desert biome, and then you unlock all of these buildings. So if you guys are wondering how to unlock the castles, that's all you have to do is get a level 10 village inside of the desert biome. You can either build it up like a really nice village, make it look really nice, or if you're purely just trying to level the village up, because the hard thing is to get like the village level up, in my opinion, just place a bunch of lumber mills. All of the lumber mills do count towards your like village level, so you can get your village level up really quickly by doing that. But I need to get all of the granite I will need to start building those, and then I will come back when every single one is built, and then we can check them all out. So I've just placed all of the castle buildings, and I'm gonna start with the biggest one over here. Let me see what it is called really quickly, and it's called the Grand Manor, and this thing is absolutely ginormous. There's so many rooms in here. There's a little watchtower right here, which is really cool. And then coming into the main area, there's a nice little downstairs area right here, and then coming upstairs you have a nice little bedroom that also has a nice little balcony that you can see over your entire village. But there is so many rooms in this area. You can come over here, and it does go outside into this courtyard area, but it also goes into another watchtower that's right over here, and it is super cool. There is so much room in this entire build, and there's also another watchtower in this corner, but it goes even higher, and once you're at the very top you can literally see your entire village, which is crazy. But now we can move on to one of these smaller buildings, which this one is called, I believe this is the Manor Stables. So this is just supposed to be a little stable area, but I think this would be perfect for maybe chests or even your machines. Coming around the back, you can tell that there are 2 entrances on most of these, if not more. So this one has an entrance on the back and also on the front, and I do need to figure out a way to make some of these doors work a little bit better, because the way I placed all of these, you know what, I'm gonna have to change a little bit. I do plan on making a walkway to each one of these buildings, so that's gonna be super cool. But the next thing we have is this building right here, which this one is the Humble Manor, which is also really cool. It's just a very nice simple building that has a downstairs with a few areas where you can put chests, but up here as well another area where you can make a bedroom, and then a nice little area in here which is kind of like a closet. I don't know what you would really put in here, but that is really cool. And then you also have a balcony right here, which I think for most of these I did end up placing like backwards. I feel like they're supposed to go the other way, but the way I placed them I think is perfect for the way my village is. And now we have this building right here, which is this Noble Manor, which is like kind of a smaller version of the Grand Manor, but still very cool. There's a ton of space, there's tons of rooms in every single one of these, which is awesome. And there's also upstairs in each one as well, which is just as cool. And this one has a courtyard, which is why I placed it the way I placed it. I really like the courtyard being like the entrance instead of being like the back of it. So that's why I placed it the way I did. But then finally we have the final building, which is this huge castle, and it is called the Tower Manor. And I ended up placing this one backwards too. I personally like the way it looks from the outside being in my village, and then the entrance is right over here in the corner. This has a really big room to begin with, and then a nice little watchtower that goes all the way up top, and then you can also get onto the very top of it, the roof, which is really nice. And then coming down here, there is a second story right here, which is very similar to the downstairs, but it's just very big. So this would be like a perfect bedroom area. And then down here you can make like living rooms, and then also different items like a kitchen and stuff like that, which would be cool. But yeah, that is all of the castle buildings all side by side, and I think it just looks amazing. There is one that I did not build, which is once again the entrance, the manor gates, which I don't really know where I'd put this. I do think I could end up placing it like right over here and kind of connecting it to the building, and then kind of close this area off and put it against here, and then the entire village would be kind of enclosed with all of the buildings as the outside. But there is a ton of room where I can decorate and add all sorts of things. But the next thing I do need to add are all of these Shogun palaces, and these ones cost a ton of material, so I will have to get all of the material once again. It shouldn't be too bad to get, and once I build everything, it's going to be so worth it. So let me quickly get all of these materials, and then we can start building it. I think I'm going to end up building them right over in this area, and then our village will be complete, complete, and this place is going to look amazing. You can already tell every single building in here looks so cool. Like, we have all of the cabins over here, we have the Pleasant Park stuff right here, and then all the castles, and then with all of the Shogun pieces over here, the village is going to be complete and looking so good. After that, we will have to decorate though, so that will definitely be fun as well. But let me quickly get all of the materials and then we can get building. So there we go. We have placed all of the Shogun buildings, and these buildings are really cool, but I don't know if you guys can see at the top of my screen, it says high complexity area, remove builds or move away. So this might be interesting, trying to decorate this. I don't think I'm going to be able to decorate anything at all. I should be able to decorate a few buildings here and there, because if I move like there to there, it says it's resolved. So we'll have to see, but I hope I am able to at least place like some pathways to each building. But I'm going to show you guys all of these buildings really quick. So first, we have this very simple building right here. It's just one room, which, I mean, it is kind of cool, but I don't think that's one of the cooler ones. But then we have this building over here, which this one is called, let me see, this one is called the Tiered Palace. So the Tiered Palace is, you know, it's all right. It's definitely 2 stories, so it is tiered, and I think it's all right. It's definitely not one that I would like go out of my way to build, but for what it is pretty cheap to build, and I mean, it looks really cool. I love the way these buildings look, so that is awesome. And my character is frozen. Okay, we are back. I think the game's gonna have some trouble loading everything in just because of how many buildings are down. This one right here is definitely my favorite. This one is called the Grand Palace, and yeah, it's definitely grand. It has 3 stories. On the bottom, it has a ton of rooms. It has 2 rooms over here, so one right there and then one down there, and then an extra room right here, which is super cool. And then we can head all the way upstairs, and there's like a personal bedroom up here, which is awesome. And yeah, like, look at this place. It is so cool. And there is also an extra room right here. So this one is one of my favorites. But then we have this guy over here. I think this one looks the best, but definitely inside is not the best. So this one is very simple, but I think it is definitely one of the better ones that you can build. Unfortunately, there are no railings on the inside. So if I were to use this one, I would definitely put railings on the inside. But there are balconies throughout. So like, this is awesome that it has this, but overall I just think the other one is so much better. And then all the way up top, you have a very open area up here, which is definitely really cool to like hang out at. But overall, I think the Grand Palace is the best one to build. I hope in the upcoming update for Lego Fortnite, they allow us to build more buildings in the area, because the village is very incomplete, but eventually we will be able to fully decorate this entire area, make pathways to every single building. And yeah, this is so cool. But this took forever, so if you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and yeah, I appreciate you guys for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.